Previously on 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. The aftermath of the 9th man being killed, and the group clearly startled, begun another discussion of what had transpired. During said discussion, Snake brings up that Zero had given him extra information on devices known as the Reds, Deads, and the bracelet themselves. Each one of the members of the group had a bomb within their body. The bracelet was a remote trigger, so to speak. By entering a numbered door, by scanning the bracelet on the Reds, they triggered the bomb countdown timer of 81 seconds, which, by the way, fun fact, the digital root of is 9. Inside the numbered door is a dead that deactivates the timer. After all this transpired, they talked for a bit more, and so our episode today begins. Hello, folks. It's time for 999. Hopefully, no noise will come in today. Hopefully everyone's quiet. And let's get on the show. Siblings? It was Clover that answered first. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide.
Yes? Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. Is that really so hard to understand?
Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised. She is correct, of course. He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder. Are you surprised?
Well, yeah, but...
Why? There are other people with connections to one another. Those two, for instance. Snake pointed at Junpei and June, also known as Akane.
Oh, you mean between Junpei and me?
Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you?
You went to school together? Yeah.
I'm trying to do this southern accent for Lotus, and I don't think it's coming through properly. I can't do southern. June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention. Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well, and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible. Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way?
Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell?
Ring a bell?
Ring a bell?
They looked at one another. And it looked like it was staged, but they both tilted their heads at the same time. I know I totally just read that wrong. Well, perhaps you went to the school of a son... perhaps you went to the school with the son of a multi-millionaire.
A millionaire?
Son?
Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Wherever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich.
I think I've suddenly gone for more of a Oriental / Mid-Eastern tone.
Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Zero is most likely simply the representative of a larger group. What sort of organization? Could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment.
If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment. I mean, come on, a guy's dead. The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again. I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. This was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues. Even with the specter of death, that is Spectre, right? Spectre of death hanging over them, their discussion continued for some time. In the end, however, they learned nothing. By the time they finished, 1.5 of their 9 hours were gone. All they had to show for it was impatience. Man, look, we've only got 7.5 hours left, okay? Or, as I'd like to say it, 7.5 hours. I don't know why I read it that way. You really sure you just want to sit around? No one was willing to argue this time.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed. Sure is not gonna be fun running around knowing we've gotta jump when Zero says so. I mean jump. Fuck, text crawling in real life would suck.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing. Thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how all this works.
Correct. And so long as we follow the rules, we will most likely be alright. But what?
Who's going into which door?
June looked towards the numbered doors. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we have to split up.
Wait!
Lotus looked terrified.
I'm telling you now, there's no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want, I'm not going in there. I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
You're doing so well.
Ace shook his head sadly. Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. Well, here's the thing, Santa. I kinda picked you to open the door earlier with June, so you're kinda going in with me. I'm 39% sure. Out of 40. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over them, you got another thing coming. What is up with all these errors in translation? That was the last straw. What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah? So? Doesn't mean I want to go into door 5. Oh, God. There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine. I'll go into door 5. Can't go in alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
I just fucked up his accent and I did Aces. Whatever. There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it. I'll go.
What?
Don't worry, you'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer. If you're going, then I'm going too. And I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
Ace stepped forward.
If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital root will be 5.
It does indeed equal 5. Because that was super anime, I'm just gonna animate it up.
The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Junpei did a quick mental calculation. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei remained. Their bracelet numbers were 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would their digital route be? Oh, let's see. 8, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. 8 and 3 would be 11. 11 carried over to 5 would make... So it'd be 22, 22, so that'd be 4. That'd be perfect. Yeah, we can go. He repeated what he'd determined. It's 4. Add up all our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital route is 4. And we can go into door 4. Yeah. Huh. That worked out well. Junpei ran over to the team assignments in his head one more time. 4 people would go into door 5. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. 4 people would go into door 4. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei. Junpei had to ask himself if the teams were really what he wanted. Beyond door 5 was what remained of the 9th man. He never wanted to see that thing again. But something in him said it would be unwise not to examine the corpse even a little closer. Of course, if he went through door 5, he wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. True, it would be possible for him to bring June with him through door 5. That would mean she would have to see the horrific carnage that awaited there. Junpei didn't want that. Junpei was torn. Should he stay silent and go through door 4? Or should he stop them all and insist on door 5? As he turned his options over and over in his head, Ace spoke up.
Alright then. Seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk towards door 5. Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind. Junpei, which door do you want to go through? Now here's the thing. My voice just cracked, I'm sorry. Okay. Here's the thing. From what I know, you actually have to get one of the bad ends to get the true ending where they all live. So, honestly, my choices don't matter as much on the first playthrough. But let's pretend it does. I'd like to keep the rest of them alive, and in vain hopes, of course. Now, checking out the corpse would probably be a good idea. I don't know if the other group would be smart enough to maybe grab the bracelet. I mean, in the rules itself, it was clearly stated that the bracelet can be removed if the user's heart rate reaches 0. So I'm assuming they need that bracelet. So, kind of a big deal. I think we're gonna have to go through door 5. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Hey, wait! Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking towards the door stopped and turned back towards him. I want to go through door 5 too. The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up.
What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you.
He turned around to look at her. No, you can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that again? June opened her mouth, as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. God damn it, that you used the wrong one. I mean, as we all know, the goal of me and Josh when we play games like this is to get the poon. I don't think we get the poon from this one. Oh well. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions. Please, let me go into door 5. 7 scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man. Now we're back to where we started, you know that?
Junpei's bracelet number is 5, right? If we're going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us. Snake turned to Ace.
Ace,
Please take good care of Clover. Wait, no, that's the wrong person voice. Ace, please take good care of Clover.
oh,
Alright. That's fine. 1 plus 5 equals 5. I mean, 1 plus 4 equals 5. Why did I just say 1 plus 5 equals 5? I'm bad at math.
Don't go away.
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No.
Don't be so selfish. Snake's tone was harsh. Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Oh, god damn it, I got the freaking drama choice, I think. Snake's expression softened, and he put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear. You'll be fine. Just relax. It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words. But whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them. He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring.
Okay, I understand.
Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams were assembled. Those going to door 5, 7, Snake, and Junpei. Oh, like, what? Hang on. So they subtracted Clover and Ace. Oh, I'm stupid. I thought they left an Ace. It's just the way that Snake worded it. Those going into door 4, Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. I really don't like that group. Like, the only one in there that I can probably trust to be smart about it is probably Ace. June will probably contribute, and so will Clover. I don't like Santa and Lotus right now. They don't seem very useful. They're kind of crashing their way through everything. 7, Snake and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks. Alright then. Let's go. Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red.
Okay. Please be careful.
Concern was written plainly across her face. Junpei looked her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. It's go time, baby. With the sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open. Ahead of them in the small hallway were the pitiful remains of the 9th man. For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse at his feet. leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. God, I need to read better. 7, too, seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway, and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked towards one shoulder. What a badass. Junpei and Seven looked at one another and nodded and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrist of all 3 men. Seven and Junpei looked down at the bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life. The detonator had begun its countdown. They had scarcely processed this information when... With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.